Hey guys, hey, I'm gonna work on something a little different today. I'm gonna stop sanding a little bit. The weather's pretty decent outside, so I can work outside this morning. So I'm going to the old bourbon's gonna get some new spark plugs in it. I'm gonna change those out. Everything's original on it, so I don't know how long this will take. Slicing it up with getting cut up with all the guards and the shields on the exhaust manifolds and all that stuff. So that'll be fun. But it runs, it hesitates, and it runs. It starts fine, but I was told it needs a tune up by a shop. Fuel pressure's fine, and once it runs and starts, it'll run and we can idle it for a while. And then once it gets shut off and we turn it back on, then we have more problems with starting. It takes a long time for it to start back up. So we're gonna put some new plugs in it. The wires don't look too bad. I didn't check them or anything. I'm gonna start with plugs for now. Just see if we can't get it to run and idle smooth and start back up after it's been ran for a little while. We haven't drove it or played it, put it on the road yet, but we're gonna try and get it to that point maybe this summer. See if we can't get some miles on it this summer. So 400,000 on that truck is not enough. So we're gonna put some more on it hopefully this summer and see if we can't do something with it. Maybe start driving it every day. So we'll see how it works out. But right now I'm going to start with plugs and just see if we can't figure out if that's the problem. Like I said, I've put a throttle positioning sensor on it. I put a couple other electrical parts on it. Not sure. I just throwing parts at it because they weren't that much and didn't take long to do it. So what I'm going to do is put these plugs in it. Fuel pressure seemed to be checked out fine. So shop checked it out and they said they needed to a tune-up on it. So I'm going to start with plugs. I don't know about the wires and caps and all that yet, but we're going to start with the wires and we'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to change this over and we'll get started. All right, guys, got those done. So let me go find the keys and we'll see where we're at with getting this thing fired up and see what happens. Hopefully it runs and fires up right quick. I hope. That was the problem with it to start with, was it didn't like to start up real quick, so it'd take a while firing up. So still not sure if this is gonna fix it or not, but anyway, it's got new spark plugs in it. They look pretty rough, the ones that were in it, so I don't know when the last tune-up was on it. But we'll go from there. We'll get something started up. Well, we'll get it fired up. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, let it run for a while and shut it off, come back out to it and see if it starts up or not. We'll go from there. So I'll give you guys an update here just shortly, hope. Okay, guys, I'm done with the bourbon for the day. I'm going to wait on parts to come in. The best I can tell from the original problem was I was told it needed a tune-up. We took it to a shop before we could bring it back to Tennessee. So we took it to the shop, and they said, yeah, it probably needs a tune-up, plugs, wires, cap, and all that. So I put plugs in this morning to see if it wouldn't fix the problem of starting. But what I found out, it did not. It does run a little bit smoother, and the plugs were definitely bad that were in it. But it wouldn't start after it gets hot. So I don't know exactly yet what to do with this. I'm going to throw another part at it, and if it doesn't happen, then I'm going to do some more digging on it. But right now, all I can find out is maybe that possibly the mass airflow sensor may be bad on it. I've already replaced a couple other items on it. I'm not too familiar with the throttle body injection on these trucks yet, but I'm working on getting more knowledge of it for sure, just because, well, this one is what it is, and I cannot get it to run, so I'm going to try and figure out how to get it to run. So anyway, it does start when it's cold, but once it starts and gets warm, it does not start back up after that. Now the crazy thing is, like on a carburetor, if it's if you hold the pedal down, which it's a fuel injected vehicle, so if you hold the pedal down, it will start eventually, but that's the only way I can get it to start. So if I do just crank on it, it just cranks and cranks and cranks. It does not start at all. It just cranks. So I'm not sure. I'm sure it's electrical. It is an old vehicle. It's got 400,000 miles on it. It looks pretty decent, so I'm going to try and put some time and money back into it. But for right now, I'm just going to throw another part at it. So I'm going to order a mass airflow sensor on it and see if I can't put that in there. I don't know when I'll be able to get it in. So whenever it comes in, I'll try and get it put on there. I'm going to be out of town next week. But right now, that's where we're at. But the plugs definitely needed change. So I got that done this morning. But it does run a little bit smoother, but it still has a starting issue. So it does have a lot of old fuel in it too. It's not as bad because I think it's bringing everything out. It only had a couple gallons in it. So we put a lot of new, I don't know how many gallons of new fuel we put in it, and some additive to put in there too to clean it up. So we've got, like I said, we got the fuel issue, I think, is no problem. We've checked the fuel pressure on it. It seemed to be fine. The shop checked the fuel pressure on it. It seemed to be, they said it was fine. I don't see anything else wrong with it. Like I said, it starts fine when it's cold. I don't know. I got to figure out what's going on with it. I'd like to get it on the road and start driving it before it just dry rots and cracks out here and falls apart in the driveway. But it does need power steering. I think one of the steel lines on the power steering is leaking too, so I need to get that fixed up and swapped out, figure out which one. So once I get it up and running, I'll get it to a power washer and get the thing cleaned up. And then once it's cleaned up, then I'll be able to find that leak, I hope, for the power steering. So once I get that done, then we'll go from there with it. But I'm done with that project for the day. I don't know if I'll get this posted up, if anybody even wants to be hearing about the new project. But I mean, we posted up several months ago that this is going to be coming. So I'm just going to troubleshoot, order parts, and try and do some more troubleshooting and see what I can get done with it. And hopefully get it on the road this year. I'd like to start driving it. I got a few other ones I need to be driving instead of that one, but that's where we're at with this. So, guys, I'll try and get this edited. I'm still working on this time-lapse thing, so I got a different idea figured out on it, so I'm going to try it on this video, see if I can figure out how to get it done. So we'll see if we can get a video up by the end of the weekend, and we'll go from there. All right. You guys like it, subscribe it, hit the like button, thumbs up button, and you know how it works. So, all right, guys. Talk to you guys later.